My name is Brent Smith. I'm the Common Constitutionalist. Welcome to a special weekday edition of the Common Constitutionalist video podcast. I wasn't going to do a podcast today. Got busy doing other things, but most everybody has heard, certainly conservatives have heard, that Rush Limbaugh died. I didn't really think much of it because I was at my office doing other stuff and kind of listening to the radio, and then I saw in my email alerts, Eric Erickson emailed that Rush Limbaugh, rest in peace. And it was like, I don't know, it wasn't a satire, but it was this premature or something like that, until I got confirmation that Rush, in fact, did pass away this morning from complications to lung cancer. He knew, everybody knew at one point after he explained things, that this was a death sentence. It was just a matter of time. We're still not there yet. Okay, we haven't cured cancer. We've cured some cancers and whatnot, lifetime remission type of deal, but we haven't cured all cancers. We're not at the Star Trek level where you wave a magic wand over somebody or you give them a pill and they grow a new kidney or some such nonsense. So it didn't strike me at first, but I was after about an hour or two, I had a minute to think about between projects and things. I sat down at my desk and just kind of started pondering things and remembering. Rush had always said that you always remember the first time you ever heard him speak, and I remember it. I think it was outside of Philadelphia. My father picked me up. It was between, I want to say it was between boot camp and whatever in the Navy. And he picked me up and brought me back to their house. I vaguely recall it, but I do remember for sure I was on the highway with my dad. He was listening to Limbaugh. Hell, I can't even remember what year it was. But it was very, very early. It could have been his first year. Could have been his second year, something like that. But it was like the first time that he had heard this, and he turned to me and said, "Can you believe what this guy's saying?" And I started listening to him, and I don't remember what he said, but it was bombastic, and it was awesome, and it was conservative, and it was what he always says is that we weren't ever mind-numb robots. We didn't, blindly just do what Rush Limbaugh tells us to do. Is that he gave a voice to what we were thinking. He gave a voice to the voiceless conservative, to the voiceless constitutionalist. And that's exactly what that's the first thing I thought of, is that this dude's me. Holy crap, listen to this guy. I don't know that I would have the stones to say what he's saying on the radio, but the point is that this dude was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I got to thinking about this just because my father's not in the greatest of health at this point. And it's one of those things where you think of Limbaugh as always being able to count on him being there. Okay? He was always going to be there no matter what. He's like a second father or a second parent, whatever, that you take for granted that he's always going to be there. And now he's not, so what do? There's a huge void in your mind and your heart and your soul, the fact that a loved one has left, has passed. What's going to fill that void? We don't know. But all I do know is that it feels like something's... I've never lost a parent, so I don't know. Many of you people have. Maybe you could clue me in to say this ain't nothing like it. I think it probably is. I think it's one of those things, not the parental side, but the fact that you can always count on the parent. I can still pick up the phone now and call my mom and just say hi and I love you. And I do, and she does to me. And I can always count on being able to do that. And I promise myself I wouldn't get choked up about this crap. But it's, I didn't think this was going to hit me very hard because I didn't personally know the guy, but like millions and millions of other people, you felt like you did, okay? You feel like you do. Personally know this guy, like he was a member of your family. And now he's not here, and it sucks. And what what effect or impact he's going to have or not have going forward, I don't know. But there's a massive void that's going to need to be filled. Now, I'm talking politically. There's a massive void that's going to need to be filled, and I don't know who's going to be able to do it and who's going to be willing to do it, to even try to fill Rush's shoes. Noon to 3. It was a staple. Again, it was something like your parents that you could count on every day of the week. From noon to 3, Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Time, whatever, you know what I mean. That he was the guy. He was the voice in the wilderness crying out on our behalf, saying what we were thinking. Giving voice to the voiceless, for want of a better term. That silent majority, you know what I mean. And now what? Now noon to 3 is just, what is it, dead air? Fill-in hosts. They were doing a retrospective today, as should be. Frankly, they could and should do a retrospective for a solid month, and you'd still never get it all in. No chance, no how. He's going to be missed, sorely, sorely missed. Not just personally, but professionally, morally, psychologically, however you want to describe it, he's going to be missed. There's going to be a void in the conservative movement, the constitutional movement, the America movement, okay? And I don't know, again, I don't know who's going to fill that or if it's just going to be up to us to fill it on our own going forward. I don't know. There's plenty of big names, Levin and Beck and Shapiro and those guys. Guys that I respect, guys that no matter, but the problem is no matter who it is, he's not going to be able to fill Rush's shoes. It's just not going to. It's not going to happen. So this is going to be a transitional period of the conservative movement figuring out what we are going to do next without its most robust voice. This wasn't unexpected, but even if it's not, even if it's expected to happen, it still sucks when it does. Okay? For all you people that have lost parents and were adults and could understand and knew ahead of time that they were going to pass, and when they passed anyway, it didn't make any difference. It was still a huge void in your heart, and you know what I mean. This is tough. I'm taking this a lot tougher than I thought I would. But he wasn't just some radio personality. He wasn't just some bigger-than-life political personality. He was who we grew up on, okay? He was who we cut our conservative... I didn't even know I was a conservative until I started to listen. I knew who I was, and I knew what I felt and what I believed, and that was conservative. But I didn't understand conservatism. I didn't understand the Constitution. He exposed us all to this whole different world of American history, the Constitution, the Declaration, and everything else. And without it, I don't know, frankly, I don't know what I would believe or where I'd be at this point or whatever. I guess I'll stop droning on. He's going to be sorely missed. Bless his heart for doing what he did for all these years, for putting himself out. He could have just said, screw this years ago. He was a very, very wealthy man, and he could have just ridden off into the sunset. But it was important enough for him to continue to fight the good fight on our behalf, and I thank him for that. And will ever be in his debt for that. That's all I got. My name is Brent Smith. I'm the Common Constitutionalist. Sorry for getting a bit choked up, but I didn't think that this was going to hit me very hard because it was just a guy that I didn't know. But considering all the history that we all have together with him, he was kind of a member of our family. So that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. God bless Rush Limbaugh.